man.
What's up, bro?
Cleanup crew's here.
The returning guest, the first one, bro.
Yeah, man, this is the remix. Look at this spot. Damn.
The remix.
This is the remix. You got rings on and shit? Damn,
I do,
you
dude.
changed, bro.
The Falcon, bro.
Oh, shit.
I got the Falcon ring.
Damn.
I've been a Falcon fan my whole, not a sports fan, but like just for the
Just the animal?
The animal, dude. The animal.
Shit. That must be your spirit animal then.
Maybe. I don't know though. I read about it and it doesn't sound like we have anything in common.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what? It's like fierce or something?
Well, basically, I love it because it's one of the smaller birds.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's got bigger claw or smaller claws.
Oh, shit.
So it hunts differently. Other birds will use their claws and just grasp onto the prey. This motherfucker will dive down at 200 miles an hour and fucking back punch them.
Damn.
Break their back. Yeah, bro.
With the talons.
Yeah. But basically what it is, it's like it's methodical. A falcon's methodical. And I don't know if I am, in a sense. I'm kind of just
I think you are, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think so?
This whole podcast thing, that's methodical.
I-
Or are you just like a doer? Do you feel like you're just like an action guy?
I feel like it's just I was lazy for a few years since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was hustling film, doing that stuff, and then when the pandemic hit, I couldn't. You know my story, but it was just laying low and stuff like that. And then once I had, like I said before, fucking just starting different stuff like stand up and the podcast. I
crazy.
think that's when I became methodical, though. I think that's when I was like, okay, I learned everything from the past, and now I just gotta learn how to use the skills that I had learned through bad experiences. You know what I mean?
Damn, bro.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything is here now. I mean, I'm trying to get sponsors here. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's good. Are these sponsors?
They are. Yeah. All those drinks are.
What's good, son? Okay.
Bashi.
That's what. Oh yeah.
You like
that's
it?
why- it's good.
Yeah?
It tastes like kind of like kombucha, but sweeter.
Okay.
It tastes better than kombucha though.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Tastes good.
Okay.
Was it peach?
Peach. I don't know what the other one. I think the other one's blueberry.
But what you were saying earlier, that's crazy because I feel like everyone has to reach that wall they hit to feel like a piece of shit. And then you're like, oh, because I had that too, where I was just like, oh man, I'm not doing anything. And you keep doing it until finally there's a day where you're like, I'm not going to do this shit anymore. This is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And it is like you have to hit rock bottom, I feel like.
Yep.
Right? Like for me, it was just I didn't feel well equipped as a man. You know what I mean? You know, I've been dating my girl for 7 years.
Yeah.
And we finally, we're talking about getting married and stuff like that. And for some reason, that was like my realization. You know what I mean?
You're like, I'm about to be a mate.
Fuck. We're talking about kids and shit. I'm like, oh my God, dude, I have nothing under my name type shit.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's
and she literally was like, all right, it's all good. I'm going to like keep with this.
She was, dude. At first, obviously, she was like scared. I can't even tell you. Like, I told her I was going to do an open mic for my birthday, and like a week of talking about it, she goes, "You don't want to do this as a career, do you?"
That infamous video, man.
I was like, "Damn!"
And she said that out of love too.
Yeah, before
Like,
I went up. She said that. Yeah, but she did say it out of love because she was scared. You know what I mean? Like, and she had all the right to. I mean, 6-7 years of dating. Like,
damn, dude.
I wasn't doing anything.
People always do that shit though, where they're like, "Yeah, you shouldn't do it," but they're just afraid for you, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when it's someone that you love. You know what I mean? Like that's and same way with me when I talk to, people that I love and try to guide them. Most of the time, I'm usually wrong. You know, it's weird how that happens though. It's like the most people you love could be also the most dangerous in terms of your.
Yeah, man. I always call it your inner cabinet or like your circle.
Yeah.
You have to like really choose who your cabinet is because it could like even your family members or some of your best friends shouldn't be in your cabinet even though they're close to you.
Yeah.
Because all those people that tell you certain things, you'll feel it. It'll be in your subconscious regardless.
Absolutely.
But you need like really encouraging people, but not like blindly. But you still need people to like be kind of like a part of your shit.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's like at least for me, if I have someone close to me and they like give me like apprehensive advice, which I always used to get, it like fucked me up. Then I'm like asking everyone a question. I'm like,
right.
Should I do this?
Exactly. So I don't know. Like, is that how you kind of navigate? You kind of gather information from a whole bunch of people?
I'm all ears all the time.
Yeah.
But it's funny, actually lately, like especially this year, I started detaching from those things because I'm very much so like I always lend an ear or I need like a second opinion from everyone.
Right.
I'd be like, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you, like
Same
even
here.
after the podcast,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, so how do you perceive me as a comedian?
That's right.
Yo,
That's right.
Then like afterwards I was all fucked up because
Yeah.
you're like, tell me who you are, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
I like went home and I was like, oh fuck, man, I'm a fucking imposter.
No, not even.
But I ask everyone, usually I don't have like a defensive I'm not defensive when it comes to like asking people stuff. So I'm always just like
open-minded.
What do you think? What do you think? But I realize if you're always asking people, then you don't really have your own intuition. So sometimes like for someone that's overly asking, I need to start going with my gut. Like this is funny.
Exactly.
This is what I should do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. That's like that's what I was just gonna say. Is like that's what has helped me in terms of recently.
Oh, nice.
Of just getting, kind of succeeding, I guess, in the podcast world and hopefully comedy. But it's just that. It's just trusting your gut, believing in yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've sit around and like I'm through the podcast studio here, obviously as a producer. So I hear a lot about these successful people and what they talk about, and it all starts with believing in yourself. If I can gather anything, dude.
Dude, yeah, it's just that.
It's literally just that.
There's no external thing.
No.
It's not even like getting laughs and stuff. It's like you got to be sure that you got you first, which sounds crazy. And it's like, it seems like it's just like low hanging fruit and like everyone should know that, but it's not. That's like most people don't.
Right. 100%.
I had to do that for sure. For
Yeah, same here.
Too.
Same here, dude. It's been this and this just happened recently. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like, I got to get the noise out of my head because there's so many other people who's going to tell you no. That you just got to be the only person saying yes.
Yeah, man.
At the end of the day.
Also, like paying attention to what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, also, like some people try to see what's trending and all these things and not realizing if you want to be like the one of one person, you kind of got to go with like, wouldn't it be cool if, and then do something yourself without it being like a mapped out thing, like crowd work's huge right now. Let me do crowd work and all these things,
I see.
Because I have these random like cinematic real ideas that would be like a sketch, but it'll be like 5 seconds, but it'll be like cinematic.
Got you.
And I used to talk myself out of it being like, well, you know what? Like people don't like scripted sketches, but it kind of takes someone to make that a thing again. Kind of like the first person that was doing like crowd work.
Right.
Like who would have thought that just talking to the crowd is huge right now?
Huge. It's crazy.
But now it's like crazy. Now it's like everyone's trying to do that shit.
Right, true. That's true. And then it falls flat sometimes.
Man, I've seen shit where there's not even like punchlines or anything. They'll be like, hey, what do you do? And the person's just like this. And they're like, right on. And then it's like end of clip. And it's like, what? Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm
like,
guilty of that.
Really?
I did that recently.
Oh, shit. Never mind.
No,
Do your thing,
it's
dude.
fine. It's fine. It's one of those things, though. You just got to, barrel through. I didn't post it, though. I'm not smart. I didn't post it, though.
You didn't post it? Okay. I don't know. I'm still getting past the like making it perfect or wanting it to be perfect. I should be putting some half-baked clips up just for the hell of it, just do like exposure therapy because I hate posting. I hate social media and posting.
Yeah. Why?
Because it feels like it's a rat race, and I think that's my mindset. Like I'm always looking at other people doing shit, so I feel like I'm just not used to it. It feels very unnatural for me. Like I'll make funny videos, and then when I get to like the posting part, I just start like talking myself out of it.
Really? You edit everything and then right before the post?
Yeah.
No shit.
Oh man, I have a crazy ass archive. Like my buddy would look at my like photo stream or whatever you call it on my phone and be like, dude, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, I make videos for myself.
Yeah. No kidding.
So I don't know.
Post them, bro. Especially if you have an archive and like a treasure trove of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm probably gonna cut
man.
this out, but basically, I've had a game plan for 2024. I'm creating a game plan where every day I'm posting something new.
Oh shit!
And it's interesting that you said, shooting it for yourself because I find it right now really hard for me to just talk in front of a camera.
Really?
I cannot do it. I have to do something like this where there's someone else in the room.
Oh,
I
but
can't
if
for the
you're-
life of me. Like, I see people come in here and just do podcasts by themselves. I'm like, how the fuck do you do this for 30, 40, an hour long? You know what I mean? Like Adam Ray does it. This chick just came in her first one. She was riffing, bro. She's not even a comedian.
Comic?
No. She just does like, she's an influencer who does like true crime stuff. but she's used to just talking, and she came in here, bro, hilarious, has perspective, has a setup, has a punchline and a couple tags to it. Her transitions are hilarious. And I'm just like, bro, like you should really try to start doing comedy because this is so natural and it's a unique perspective. You know what I mean? I don't know where I'm going with this.
I think it's because you should have an angle of like the whole talking by yourself thing. You should try it because I think you got it, dude. Because if you're doing it with a person, I know it's easy because you could like bounce off of each other.
Exactly, yeah.
But like by yourself, because I've actually tried that shit too. Because I was like, I should do a singular podcast so I don't have to worry about guests and shit.
Exactly, yeah.
Because you're just kind of, it's literally like the improv mic, dude.
Right.
Except you're doing it for a long time.
That's true, huh?
And you're just zoning out and you're saying shit, but it's like improv mic. And then it gets to the stories. It gets to the old high school stories. It gets to these things. It's literally improv mic uninterrupted.
I'm so stupid when it comes to stuff sometimes and relating things to things.
Dude.
I'm like, what the fuck? That makes so much sense now.
My girls are creative and we always have to remind each other about shit. Just like normal ass shit.
Yeah.
Of like, you're posting this for yourself. Make what you think is funny. And I'm like, oh, you're right. You're right. Like,
honestly, dude, that's the best way. That's literally the best way.
It's not stupid, you know.
If I listen to anybody doing the podcast, especially those clips in the beginning of this podcast, like the first couple months, I don't know what I would have done, but I just kept going, dude, because it was like literally the only thing I had. It sounds so sad to hear, but it literally was the only thing I had.
You're a fucking doer, man. Look where you're at now. Like, and you're just like trying shit, and you're like a student of this shit.
Yeah.
And actually, it inspired me to be like more even like student, like just fucking. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, I'm in my 30s, dude. I shouldn't have to do this type of show. I shouldn't. And then now I'm like, all that's gone.
Yeah.
I got rid of all that shit.
Ego, that pride.
Yeah, the ego shit. I have none of it. Like, my big thing is like detaching.
Yeah.
Like, some people detach all the time and shit. Like, and they're like emotionally unavailable. But like, if you're a person that cares too much, like someone like me, detaching actually is the best thing to do. Because I care too much.
Same here.
Really?
Same here. I'm very empathetic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just. I'm right there with you, dude.
Yeah, you need to practice the D word, dude. You need to get that detachment.
Detachment, yeah.
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 Like zone out.
I think I have
good
as of late, you know what I mean? Just with some things, but other things I'm still stressed the fuck out about.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the big one now? Is it scheduling?
Yeah, just not feeling like I'm not having enough output because like I said before, it's just this whole digital world thing, like posting and stuff like that. Like you either are with it or not, and I don't want to be that person. Because even with the podcast and stuff, like I started my podcast where everyone was starting a podcast. Now everyone is starting a podcast, bro. In the past week, just this week,
it's gonna keep growing.
3-4 people they've shot their first podcast here.
Comics or just anyone?
Just anyone. Yeah. Just people who have a following and are like, agents are trying to get on it and stuff like that, but they realize they can make 100% of it on their own.
It's like a supernova, man.
Dude, it's wild.
It's
bro.
a big bang.
Yes, it's like crazy right now, and obviously all digital. You know what I mean? YouTube. That's where you're going to be listening to it,
dude,
or watching it at least, and then obviously the other podcasts. But a lot of people would just put on YouTube, from what they tell me, and they just let it play on their TV and just do chores.
Yeah.
So it's wild.
It's that long form. Long form is the future. Like all the short shit. Like there's TikTok, of course, but like. My girl and a lot of people I know do that. They put on like a 3-hour podcast on YouTube. They're not even watching it, but they're just playing it as like a white noise.
Exactly.
So long form's the future. Like it's right now.
And
like,
it's right. It's the traffic how you get it there, right? Like you start with the short form, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and then you get people to get interested in that to be able to. It's like traffic. It's like naturally running traffic, right?
Damn, dude.
To your bigger stuff,
right?
Is what I've gathered and learned. From
man.
This.
You know what trips me up? The people that aren't necessarily like creative. So there's not that mechanism in their mind where they care too much about it. So they post like a mad person.
Yeah.
Those people, because I admire it. I'm like envious.
It takes a long time.
Because there's some people, they don't have that attachment to that shit, so they just post. They're doing like 3 posts a day.
Yeah, true.
Hella stories.
It's true.
And they don't care. Like they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Streaming.
Yeah, dude.
The digital world, dude.
What the? It's so fucking foreign to me. I don't know, dude.
It is. But once you, I think, embrace it. I embraced it right around the time I started the pod and realizing that there is a world here. But that's when I embraced it, and you really do see that it is the future, man.
It's the future, man.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
I think anyway. But again, I'm usually wrong. I'm like 98% wrong.
Everyone's wrong. Who's right?
Dude, so that's one of the...
Who's fucking right in
That's
all
one of the
this?
things I'm doing is
What?
I'm going through like the little... Basically, I'll pick a topic and I'll riff on it and just doing these 1 minute things. This is what I'm going to start posting in 2024.
I can cut this out.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think not a lot of people listen to this anyway. So no.
So, yeah, fuck you, motherfucker.
But that's one of the things. It's called Throwback Thursday, but I go through history picking times like medical, right? Like they thought drinking your urine would whiten your teeth. Right. And it just proves that we're always wrong. Humans are always fucking wrong. But that's like the main idea of it. But I'm like explaining it through what we used to do in history and be like, why are we doing that? You know what I mean? Let's fucking, who thought of that? You know what I mean? Who was the fucking guy who fucking peed, put it in his mouth, started swishing it and be like, oh,
You're so right.
They're whiter.
Yeah. You know what's wild? I was talking about that with a friend. I was like, we think we're the smartest on earth right now because we're the latest in history.
Yeah.
But we're always wrong a couple of years later.
Always.
You know?
About everything, dude.
Yeah.
Everything.
You know that billionaire, he's like spending $2 million to look like his 18-year-old son? And he's 46 years old.
What?
He's like this 46-year-old dude, right? And he's a billionaire, and he has like an 18-year-old son, and he's been spending $2 million on like blood transfusions, like facials, all this shit. And his face looks old as fuck at 46.
Yeah.
And there's like a split comparison of before he did the treatments and now, and he looked way younger before he spent all this money on fucking with his body.
What the fuck?
But
he wants to look like his 18-year-old son?
Or he wants his body, he wants to reverse the aging of his body to be like an 18-year-old. Something of that sort. But his face is like gaunt. It's like you can see his like cheekbones like sunken in.
That's so gross. What nationality is this dude?
The white guy.
The white guy?
You know.
I was actually expecting like a Chinese dude.
Hell no. An Asian guy just needs to do nothing.
Nothing. Just skincare. That's it.
Yeah.
Just wash your face every night.
Wash your face with motor oil or whatever type of lubricant, and you'll still
oil,
be
baby.
You'll be fine.
I don't know. So earlier you were talking about how you kind of were self-conscious of how you were on the last podcast. Not self-conscious, but like just like kind of more aware of yourself.
Yeah, right? Man. Yeah.
How has that experience kind of changed you in your path since we had that podcast, and not even in life, but in comedy as well?
Man, it's been crazy actually. The last show I had was probably one of the best shows I've had in months, because it was like I was like middling out at some of the shows, and sometimes it was like the crowd, sometimes it was me. It was crazy, but I think, like I said at the top, like I feel like I've been like detaching more and having fun, because it's funny. My girl, she's so honest with me, and when you have like a girlfriend, they're like brutally honest, but they're not trying to hurt your feelings.
Absolutely,
but sometimes it be coming out as like a fucking hurt your feelings. Like she's like, man, you are so funny, like off stage, and you don't need to be funny on stage. Like you're not learning that right now. Like you're already funny. Because like when people go on stage and you're like, I need to learn to be funny while going on stage. She's like, you're already it. Like you don't need to be learning that. You're just learning more like instruments of like jokes and stuff, like my joke writing and things like that. So when she was telling me shit like that, it was like, oh, I'm already funny. So I don't need to like try to, because I was thinking in the format of a comedian. And I think that's the big thing. So like, to answer your question, I think I was like posturing myself like a comedian.
Oh, I see.
And like when I went on stage, I was posturing myself as a comedian. And lately when I go to like mics or even like this last show, I was so loosey-goosey with my material.
Good.
But it was funny because I was fucking up words in my sentences, and I did this thing with my mic where it like almost hit me in the face and my like head dodged it, and people were like laughing. And I was like, whoa, I was being funny throughout, even though I was fucking up words.
Yeah.
I would mess up, like, and it wasn't like I was like totally like butchering my stuff.
Right.
But it was like, no, I was just being funny and present and having a good time. And I was like, whoa.
Being present is huge, bro.
Yeah.
You have to be
it's the
very
in the
present.
head thing.
Yeah. You have to be present, man. The same thing with you. Last week I had a really good show, and it was just approaching it differently. You know what I mean? Like just seeing how other comedians, what they were doing and how the crowd was reacting. I was like, no, I'm going to switch this up a little bit and do something different and engage with them more. You know what I mean? Of course, crowd work, right? But it's like landing my jokes in between that crowd work and finding things to relate to a bit that I had. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe the alcohol helped. I had a couple gin and tonics.
But whatever makes you feel looser, you know?
Yeah, but I don't want to get used to that kind of fucking comedy.
I never,
you know?
Every time I drink, I fuck up royally, and I can't smoke for shit. I won't even smoke at an open mic.
No, I can't do that.
Smoking...
It's the most deteriorating thing to comedy, I think.
It's horrible, dude.
It's awful.
I don't know. Some people love it. I can't do it.
I cannot do it.
I turn into a creature, like a ghoul. Yeah. Like a weird, awkward creature.
Right. Like you're closed off. Like you're like a shell of who you really are.
But it's like the crowd work thing. Like I had a great set the last show I did. And then there were a couple people that were like, I guess you would say bombing. And I noticed it's because they were like doing this dissertation and the crowd wasn't a part of it. So even if you acknowledge someone or if they make a sound or even if you're showing that, hey, I'm in front of you guys, I notice like what you were saying too, you engage even a little bit and they're like, oh, okay, this is an actual show instead of being like, oh, I'm going to see a comic who I don't fucking know.
Yeah, exactly.
And then now they're going to just like do this one direction thing towards me. Yeah. So then these people were like eating it on stage and I was like, oh God.
It just softens the energy, you know what I mean? It feels like the whole energy of the room just kind of just relaxes. Yeah. You know what I mean? I noticed it one time I went to a show and Miranda was up, Meadows, and she went up and she, you know her whole thing is like crowd work. She was doing that.
Yeah, she's like dapping people up.
Yeah, bro, but you could feel like the crowd just loosening it up, right, dude, and like becoming like more comfortable and she was like fucking like, I don't know, in the middle of the lineup type shit, more towards the end. Nice. But she loosened everyone up, and I was like, holy shit, bro. Like, that's so powerful to be able to do that. It's talking to the crowd, right? Rather than just talking at the crowd.
Man, it's so right.
With the crowd.
Actually, so there's this girl in the crowd, and I was looking at her I was like in the back of the room, looking at the crowd, and this girl would not make eye contact. She was so mortified by all the people, by the lineup. She just wouldn't look at. She just I was like back here, and she just was like, she couldn't look at the people, and it's just like so uncomfortable. Right. And then when I got up, I was making sure I acknowledged like that row and stuff because they were like a group of people. And I noticed she was like having a good time. And I was like, oh, got that person. Because like,
there you go. That's a win.
Because she was like, it's weird when you look at people and they can't look at you and you're on stage. Yeah. You're like, and I always wonder about that. I'm like, is it because they're uncomfortable, you know?
Right. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Right. I mean, are you talking about people on stage that are uncomfortable or just people?
No, I'm talking about the crowd. My bad. Yeah, I wasn't clear. So I was looking at a person in the crowd that couldn't look at the performers.
Was it that bad?
Yeah. I mean, no, it wasn't that bad, but I guess the translation, you know, there's like good nights and bad nights. Everyone has them. Right. But all the people that was leading up to me, like she just wouldn't. She was like so uncomfortable about looking, and I don't know if she was just like, this isn't funny, or she was just like. That's severely uncomfortable.
But yeah, comics
do that
probably
too.
Super high.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Man, weed for comedy shows is I don't know whose idea that is.
Like to smoke before going up?
No, like the audience.
Oh, the audience smoking.
Like, yeah, like when people are like, here's free pre-rolls during the show. When people are smoking and shit.
Shrooms once. I went to a show where they were passing out free shrooms.
Dude.
Yeah.
The crowd's just like very introspective at that point. They're like watching themselves. Yeah. They're probably not even like paying attention to you on stage. Like
it
needs to be alcohol. It can't be weed.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I've never been to a show where people were smoking, or I'd never done a show where people were smoking. Just were drinking.
I've been to a couple dry shows where they didn't serve alcohol.
Oh wow! Wow. Yeah. What is that?
That's like sex without the lube, right there, boy. It's fucked up. You probably know of a couple of those spots, but yeah, I did a couple shows where it was like dry and it was like stone cold sober people.
That's right. Okay, yeah, that's right.
But they'll be smoking though, so that's one thing they can do. They'll be out. The audience members are smoking outside, and they come in all foggy faced and shit, and then
but they're just ready to laugh. I feel like I love going to comedy shows stoned.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just thinking with my lens. I'm like, people are probably just thinking about themselves. It's like, no, it's just me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's see here. I write questions now because.
Well, did that answer your question? How I was different from before? I don't know. I guess, right? I don't know. Do your thing, man.
No. Well, bring it up again though. Like in terms of comedy, because I've seen more glimmers of you lately, even though we haven't been on mic lately. But the ones I have seen you in, I've seen glimmers of you where it is the real you, and you can be goofy, and you're explaining shit. Like I don't know, but there was a bit that you had. Remember the last time we were?
Oh, you were telling me about, was it the Filipino death squads or the Singaporean death squads killing homeless people? Or not homeless people, killing drug addicts?
I can't remember.
Or it was like the Trump and Biden thing? I don't know. But
yeah.
I've been trying to do that too, like fuck around way more.
Yeah, as opposed to, because that's how you help me, dude. Like honestly, like you know my earlier stuff was like more political and more like conspiracy theory stuff, and then you were just like one day you pulled me aside and you were just like you're this goofy guy, like don't try to do all that stuff, like learn from these two comics, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, okay, yeah, let's give it a try. And ever since then, I felt so much more comfortable on stage.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe it's like what I'm talking about now. I don't know. It's weird, dude. It's weird how just one note can really shift everything, dude. Your whole perspective on the game. It's wild.
So true. It's like I always compare this to like film school people, because I had a buddy that went to film school, and I don't know if I said this on the last podcast, but like I met him and met all his friends, and they were all like thinking in the format of film. And then I would watch some of their like shorts and their personal shit. I'm like, what is this dog shit? Yeah. And no disrespect, but
it's all dog shit.
But the point I'm making is like you can educate yourself in the format as much as possible, and that's like when you see sometimes people trying out comedy for the first time, and they'll get through it. Everyone does. We're all still working through it.
Absolutely.
But like you'll see people thinking in the format, and that's what I'm trying to break right now. Of like thinking of the format. Like I was trying to look maybe like cool, or maybe look like a know-it-all, or take the angle of like, oh, everyone's shitting on me or everything. And it's like, is that really me, or is that what I think the format of a comedian is? Of like, let me damper my shit in order to make everyone else feel like, oh, you're depressed, oh, I'm depressed too. Oh, my girlfriend hates me. And that's not the case. So it was like, I had to get rid of like that format. Thinking in the format of like, because you know, there's also people that are like very set up punchline, set up punch. Yeah. Cool, like for sure, definitely have punchlines, but you have to also know that there's different forms of that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not always going to be that, or like I was saying, there's like physical shit you can do, and that's not something you can like write down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that was a big one. For sure.
Just breaking that shell, that barrier through.
Because like if you're painting, you're not going to go, okay, what did school tell me how to paint a picture? You can throw paint against the shit, or you could paint with your dick, or you know, do random shit. You know what I mean? Like you could do all types of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the same with comedy. Like you can be a silly person, like Jamar Neighbors. Have you?
I haven't seen. Mohawk? Yeah. I know who he is. I've never really watched. I've seen him at the store.
He's wild.
He's wild.
Sometimes he's just saying shit.
Yeah, that's true.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
But like shit like that. But no one's going to go, well, he's not a joke writer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I see.
You could just be funny how you're funny.
Right, yeah.
And I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to be like, I'm silly if I just say a stupid line or make a dumb face or a joke. But like trying to be playful on stage, even if what I'm learning now is to have a good time on stage, even if the people at the mic or the show aren't having a good time.
Yeah.
Just to still do it, even though the air in the room is all
so it's contagious
up.
too. You know what I mean? Your energy is contagious, because I have been to open mics where my energy is super low and it's just not working out. And I'll say things that I think are funny and they won't work out, but when my energy's up and I don't say anything I think is funny, it's what usually hits.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a lot about energy too, which I'm still trying to find, and still trying to be consistent with that energy.
Yeah, man. It's all energy exchanges.
Yeah. Thus far, shows, I've had energy for shows, just because I think it's just, you know, the stakes.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Man.
Like you got to get a laugh those first like 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah. And also thinking that these people don't know who you are. So as soon as you start talking, if it feels like you're like feel good, they can tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
But if you're in your head and you're nervous, they're going to be like, oh, God, this person's making me nervous. What the fuck is going on? What's up with this person?
Yeah.
One time, dude, I had the lowest energy before a show. I got up and my buddy filmed it. And he fucking, okay, first off, after shows when I film it, I don't watch it for like a month.
Yeah,
I'm like so
here,
mortified sometimes. I'm
same
like, I
here.
can't watch this shit.
Oh my
I have to watch it way later, and usually I'm like, oh, I didn't do bad. People were laughing. Yeah. I didn't hear it on stage. But
Right, yeah, dude, you don't hear any of it.
Yeah, right.
That's just wild.
But it's like tunnel vision.
Right.
But I was having a weird day, and I watched the video, and I looked so fucking serious on stage, just stone-faced, doing my bits, just like, and I was like, why did I look so fucking serious? So I took that note too. I was like, damn, you got to smile more on stage, dude. Because if you're looking, again, thinking in the format, you know, some people go stone-faced, like Deion Cole and shit. He's like, man, fuck y'all. You know, like, and that's their thing. But sometimes I was like thinking the format of like, say something silly, but have a face where you're serious. And it's like, no, you could say something silly and look silly. Like, you don't have to be like deadpan.
Right.
Some people are good at that, but if that's not like the animal you are,
Right, exactly. That's the thing too.
Don't deadpan it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this comedy game's wild, dude. There's so many
It's
roads.
awesome, though.
It's great, dude. It's awesome. It's so much fun.
If you ever want to like just get exposure therapy to like rejection and eating shit, like I met a dude at a wedding and he's like, oh, I always wanted to do comedy. And I was like, there's just two things you need to learn about comedy. One is be okay with eating shit.
Yeah.
All the fucking time.
Right.
All the time.
All the time.
And then second, don't think because you're funny, you're going to go to open mic and then kill it, and then people are hoisting you on their shoulders.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Because I think everyone, to some extent, thinks that. They think, oh, I'm funny, and then they do their, like, show bit at their first open mic, and they think people are going to go, whoa, hurrah!
Nothing, dude.
No, you're going to feel like you're not funny.
Yeah.
Comedians will humble you. Yeah. Like, even if you're funny, they will not show you. Like, people laugh.
Yeah.
Some people aren't generous with the laughs and very stingy with it. Depends on the room and shit. But
that's true.
So I said, be funny, be used to like getting shit on and not feeling good about
Humiliated.
Yeah. Be good with humiliation. And then secondly, don't think that people are just going to like make you the king of this shit.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
Because people are out here, man. People are hustling.
They've been doing it.
Dude.
Hustling, dude.
Hustling. Animals.
Yeah,
fucking
and they're bringing their shitty
here.
shit to the open mic.
Right.
And it's probably funnier than...
And then when you see that one actor that comes in that bitch, you see that one actor and he's like making his improv bit. That's his planned improv bit. And he's acting like he just thought of it up there. Woo, zinger. And then everyone's just like, God damn, fucking fuck.
I don't mean to talk shit, but there's this one time where an actor was up there and he forgot his bit. So he takes out his notes. It's sides. Like,
dude,
you know?
I think I know who you're talking about too, because there's a couple you know
sides.
Yeah, man.
Printed out. I was like, that is hilarious, bro.
Just the word for word, because they're thinking. See, they're thinking in the format of acting. They're thinking of like, this is comedy. Oh, so I need to think of my bit, but my bit is word for word.
Yeah.
And then they're planning their facial expressions.
Yeah, that's true.
Their hands.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if that's what you do, that's what you do.
Yeah. But you could.
It's too constricting, I think.
Exactly.
You
it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real, dude. Like, and again, I'm so grateful to be working here because I can see it now and I can give notes when other people's podcasts. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah.
Damn. Are you like in the control room and shit?
Yeah, I'm just chilling in there all day. If I'm not doing an edit, I'm just listening. Or honestly, it gives me time to write, work on my own stuff, do some research.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, bro. It's a cool gig. I appreciate it.
Fucking the actor comedians are my favorite, dude.
Those are my favorite. Literally my favorite.
Have you seen any at mics? Like, do you see anyone like that's very unique? Like, I saw someone with a puppet recently.
Oh, like that? Like their comedy's unique?
Or like something really different, or someone bringing some other shit, or like, I don't know, weird
props.
Yeah, maybe. I saw a dude that had a phone one time.
Yeah. And
he was like, hey, is this God or something? It was actually kind of fun.
At an open mic?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I haven't seen... I mean, I've seen it a couple times. Yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
Nice. Oh, how'd your Asian show go?
There's like
was it a good time?
There's like 4 people in the crowd. It was amazing.
Oh shit!
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. That one. I tried like I did like crowd work. Even it's hard to do it with like 6
You're
people.
like, hey,
in the crowd,
you.
4 or 5. Yeah, literally, I think there was like 5 or 6 people in the crowd.
Oh man.
And it's not like I was gonna do crowd work with my girlfriend.
Like, hey, excuse me, miss.
Yeah. I really should have.
You should have.
I really should have. No, but it was cool. It was cool. It was really laid back. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and you did one in Whittier recently.
Yeah, I did that one.
Was that cool?
Dude, that one was great.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, Willem fucking put on a show.
Damn.
Bro. That dude, like, it was at a nice bar down there, free parking.
Fucking Willem.
Bro, it was hilarious because you know how he looks completely white, but he's Mexican.
Yeah, it blows my mind.
No, he put on a show, bro. There's like almost 50 people in there.
He knows how to, because I heard on his first show, he brought like fucking 30 people.
He brought like, literally 30 people. He was the first one supposed to go up. And then because he had 30 people, ended up headlining.
You know what? Shout out to people that do that because they do change the energy when it's a group of people for one person.
I'm telling, and he wants to do more. And like, I'm completely down with it. He gave me 10 minutes, which 10 minutes it was really daunting at first, but like I said, I got a little. It's
nothing, dude.
It's fun. It's fun. It's definitely fun. There's obviously I don't have 10-minute material yet. There's a lot of crowd work in there.
It's 2 5s, bro. It's 2 5s.
Yeah, but I started off with one of my bits, threw some in the middle, and then ended with one of my bits. So I think that was like a very cool thing, like a natural thing that I did that I didn't expect to do that night. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, bro, he can put on a show, and he's gonna put on more. So
yeah, I asked him about it. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna put you on. I'm like, yeah, let's do that, man.
Let's do that, bro. Seriously, he's going to do a baseball one. It's coming up in January. So.
Oh shit,
yeah, dude, and
it's gonna be in a baseball diamond.
I don't know. Well, dude, his dad actually owns a couple of batting cages out there, so they want to empty it out, bring like 100 people.
This guy is white. I don't care what you're saying. This guy's white, dude.
He's white. No, he's fucking killing it with that shit, bro. So
good for him,
and like I was telling him, I was like, he had like the marketer of the city of Whittier present there.
Marketer?
The marketer of like the city council. And I was like, bro, I told Willem, I was like, you got to see the value of what you have right now. There's really no one else doing this in Whittier, and it's not that far of a drive.
Yeah, you can lock it down.
Dude, seriously. Yeah. So I told him, I was like, dude, the more keep doing these, anytime you want me on, I'll be on. Or however much you want to give me. And he gave me 10 minutes, which is dope. My first 10 minutes.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Damn. Do you go off of notes when you do shows?
No, I try not to.
Really?
I'll have them on me, but I since my first show, I haven't looked at my notes.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
I still do.
Yeah.
I still have the pad. Like even mics, all that shit, I just still have
Pads,
it there.
Yeah, for sure. Or mics, for sure.
Just on the side.
But the shows, I just try to be present. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to kind of detach from the crowd. And unless it's like funny, like if I look at my note, then I'll say something funny to bring them back. You know what I mean? But other than that, like, no. I try not to.
Shouts out to people that do that. Dude,
it's hard. It's super fucking hard, dude.
But I'm very like low key about it. Like, like you know. I'll down for a second, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been a good
just trying
time.
to build that muscle, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to just get that muscle going, and
that's why I can't smoke weed. My memory is shot
100%.
Sober. Like, I can't fucking remember anything.
I mean, I'll smoke, but just not before a show or a mic.
Really?
Yeah, I just can't do it.
I've been doing edibles lately, like the gummies.
I've been too. Yeah, at night.
Yeah,
I'll do those at night.
So I don't feel like groggy or nothing. I'm just like, ooh.
But you feel well rested.
I feel
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. What else?
What else you got, man?
I don't know, dude. What do we want to fucking talk about? We can talk about whatever. You know how I do it. How do you fucking? Because you've done skits before on like social media and stuff like that. How do you get in front comfortable and like talking to a camera, making it sound natural?
It's wild because I grew up with a camcorder like as a kid. So I used to always just film shit, and I literally make videos to amuse myself, like just dumbass videos. So when I'm making it, I'm literally just trying to crack myself up. And like, so it's kind of different. I'll do like some irreverent shit where I'm just like saying something really dumb and I'm like geeking out. And it's all archived, but like when I do like a skit, it's generally an idea. There's no script. I'm literally just improvising, and there's like a general idea. Like that baby one.
Right.
That was hella just...
So it's almost riffing then.
Yeah, it's all riffing. Like, I don't, because then if you add a script to like some 10-second video, that's what, again, the format.
Oh.
So the big takeaway in general in my creative life is like, fuck the format. Because like funny is funny.
Right.
Something interesting looking is interesting looking. A painting's a painting. You can't keep thinking in the rule book way because like, you know what I mean? Like, art and creativity is so subjective, but if you could just translate it from the gut, then that's it. So I did that baby thing, and I was just, at first, I was listening to Shake That Monkey by Too Short and Lil Jon.
Yeah.
And I was like walking, I was at the park, and I was thinking about like when we're old. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be an old man just rapping this shit. So at first, I was just gonna be on camera with a filter on, and I was just an old man, like, shake that monkey, bitch. You know, like, right? And then I added the kid thing as just a perspective, but none of it was written. I just was like, oh, that'd be funny if a kid was just looking at him. So that shit actually went baby viral.
Yeah, I saw that.
For a little bit, but all sketches are like that. Like, I used to do these sketches with this actress, and we would literally just go on the street and just be like, okay, let's just act like we're on the news, or and then just riff. We're like riffing, and then we just improvise.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's all you need to really put into it, because when you start thinking it needs to be posted at 9 a.m., hashtag it with this, have this script, that's a lot of work for something that will generally get like 7 views.
Right.
So you have to kind of treat it almost like mics, dude. When I first started, I used to treat mics like shows. And if I did bad, I would go missing for like 2 weeks.
100%, bro.
Now mics don't mean anything.
Nothing.
Nothing, dude.
Nothing.
So that's what it needs to be with the skits and stuff and posts. And I'm still trying to teach myself to do that. The skits need to be like the mics. You post a fucking skit. It was just Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's on there. You get 7 views. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Go with something else. But that's the amount of time you need to be putting into a skit. Nothing more than that.
Okay.
Just about the same effort you put into mics.
Okay.
That's how I'm thinking.
Okay.
And I'm trying to do it more now, but I'm trying to not go over the line of being like a Vine or TikTok person.
Right, right.
But I do stand up, so it's just like I don't give a fuck
You
now.
need it though, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you need it, especially if like you want to get into acting, I feel like, or just anything creative as a writer,
Yeah.
you know, director, you got to do it because you're doing everything. So you have that creative vision. You're wearing multiple hats.
Man,
you know what I mean?
It's really the name of the game now, because I'm seeing people that grinded in stand up like consecutively, and then now they're starting to do that, and that shows you something. If people are like, because you could do shows on shows on shows, you're slowly accumulating a fan base, if any.
Right.
Maybe what? One person? Maybe? At a show? But like, then the clips, so if you throw up the stand-up clips, then you have like some funny stuff and the podcast, then you're kind of like crossing it. So I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, stand-up itself is not going to do it unless you're like, you know, you're passed at some club. But even then.
Well, yeah, I don't know. From what I'm gathering from a lot of people who've been in the game for years, is that they're saying that it's just the landscape of how to make it now is just completely changed, right? Like I get a lot of the time people will say you used to just go on Johnny Carson, and that's boom, you're there, right?
Yeah.
Or any late night show, and now it's like you have literally access to the world at the tip of your fingers.
Yeah.
So it's like do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I kind of do. Like even when I'm like boosting my own shit on Instagram, right? I'll like boost it in the Philippines because a lot of my shit is Filipino fucking.
Dude, that's so smart.
Yeah. So and a lot of the followers actually were the newer ones are from the Philippines.
Damn, you're gonna get like a key and shit. You're gonna be like the chancellor of the
We'll be like
city,
Pacquiao,
dude.
bro.
Yeah, dude.
Off my Pacquiao joke.
Then you become a fucking dictator.
Yeah.
Then you're the dictator.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, dog.
No,
That's
it's
straight up, dude. Yeah.
It is, dude. It's like people have to see the value right now with what is going on, and slowly
wild.
but surely people are. But it's like the people who've been doing it, dude. It's like almost like an MLM, right? The people who are the first there are going to be the ones making money.
Yeah, because
Right?
the podcast game is wild. I still
Dude,
think there's meat on the bone, but it's like it's explosive.
You
Like,
have no idea. We've been getting crazy bookings lately.
What do you think is going to stand out in the podcast game now? Because, you know, like we've talked about this. There's like shooting the shit people. There's like true crime people.
Dude, I honestly think the pot is so large that there is a piece for everybody, dude.
You just have to find your niche, right?
Of course, yes. That's one thing. That's why this is still specifically comedy. Like I've had, writers, directors, producers, actors wanting to come on this. I'm like, well, you're not a comedian.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like it sucks to say, and I don't like to do that, but it's like you got starting off your first business, you want to niche it down.
Yeah, dude.
Right? Like I always say with this podcast studio, imagine if they were just a production company that did everything, but they niched it down to this podcasting. And bro, I am telling you, these guys are fucking smart.
Good.
They're smart.
Good.
Like this shit is about to blow up, man. It's crazy. Everyone is getting on it now, and they're trying to find ways to not get schemed out of. You know what I mean? This is like inside baseball, so I'll probably cut this. But that's what they're doing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But the thing is that with podcasts, what I think is the most important is authenticity. If you can just be yourself and just find people who are real too, and just have this for an hour where we can just fucking bullshit and talk, right? I think that is what's gonna garner followers and garner listeners and people who watch you and fans or whatever they are called, subscribers. You know what I mean? People just who want to listen in. I think that's what it is because authenticity is very like in comedy. No one's gonna listen to you if they feel like you're inauthentic. Yeah, right. Like
if that's you're just scripted and you look like you're just saying some shit. They're gonna be like, man, this guy's a phony. What the
right? And I'm sticking to my guns here, bro. I think that TV and film, like it's like not done, but there's gonna be a dip in it because people are now watching podcasts because they're just seeing people just like themselves, and they're like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it.
And it's not like grandiose. I think that's what I like about it. You know what I mean? Like, and I think everyone in the creative field feels like it needs to be grandiose. It needs to be like this extravagant, crazy conceptual. And sometimes it is. It's just the conversations, really. Like,
Absolutely. This is I think something that's going to be here for a while. And we're going to be like studios like this. We're going to be seeing a lot more.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Of places like this.
I'm glad you're sticking it to like, or sticking to comedians because something I was doing was I was like creatives in LA.
Right.
And it's so all over the place that I feel like it was even hard to like get traction with people like, because that seems like a good concept. Like, oh, any creative person in Los Angeles, but if you're like comedian, people know what they want to listen for.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Dude. Exactly. That's what's important about the niche. And I try to make it an educational comedian thing where people are still able to learn from our conversations, hopefully. Like I have. You know what I mean? And it's just like, what you were saying, detach yourself from it. It's like, well, if I'm learning, there's got to be one other person out there listening to this that's learning from this as well.
Hell yeah.
And I have had people come up to me and say that they've taken a nugget out of a podcast, which is fucking amazing feeling, dude.
Dude,
it's
like,
great.
I would do this thing where I would like see a comedian a couple steps ahead of me and I've always mentioned this to you, but like I would look up their name on podcasts and be like, what were they doing in 2017 and what was their mindset? And you've crunched it, which is crazy because it's like even if we haven't met, I probably would have listened to this thing because you've taken all these people in this very specific scene and banged out like what, 30?
You're 33. This is 33.
Fucking 33 episodes in one show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's fucking wild. What, 6 months?
Fucking wild.
Yeah. I want to put more output. I want to at least try to get 2 a week out as opposed to just one. But it's just I've been trying to find a way to scheduling and all that stuff like that.
I feel like if you just like cut enough clips and shit, you probably don't even need to do 2. You probably don't even need to do 2 a week.
Yeah.
Just like fuck around and find like just like clips you can mess around with.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to 2 or 3 a week. I was doing 1, and then I was like, this feels weird. Like it feels like I'm not present. Yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm present like I used to be when I was doing a clip every day.
Really?
Type shit. You know what I mean? At least like the weekdays. At least post a clip on the weekdays. But it's like it just doesn't feel like I'm present, and it feels like I'm losing like the energy of what people thought about the podcast. I feel like it's been kind of I don't know. I haven't been around though. You know what I mean? I haven't been to a lot of mics lately just because of work
But I think this is the part where you're like you're going steady. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. And I'm building this too. Like I want to make sure that they trust me to be able to,
Dude, I think you're fine because you're getting exponential growth and you're seeing it. It's visible, but you're also going to like be coasting too.
That's true.
Keep it steady.
That's true.
And it's already going in a good direction. Like, you know what I mean?
That's why I'm filming all the stuff that I'm going to be posting in 2024. I'm filming them now to keep a bank, so I'm always a month ahead on these posts.
Yeah, man, foolproofing's crazy. Like, to be able to have some in the chamber before.
Yeah, dude, it's like you have no idea how helpful that is. Because like if I were to do it now, I'm like 3 weeks ahead, so I'm just like chilling.
Damn.
Yeah, and I always make it a point that I shoot something here every day I come in.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
that's wild.
At least whether it's a podcast or like one of these new reels things I'm gonna do.
That's fun.
I try, but it's really taken away from the stand up. I haven't been.
Damn.
The writing, it's still there. I'm still finding ways to finding time to write, but going to mics has faltered like a lot.
Yeah, man, miss you.
I know, bro. It's weird not going to the mics, and they're always full. So I'm like, fuck, man, and I don't want to drive down there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Ask for the extra spot. There's three of us fucking waiting for a spot.
Right, man. After 33 episodes, what's kind of like your majors? What's your major takeaways that you've been seeing from all these comics, all these episodes?
Like in terms of the comedy game?
Yeah.
Who? That's a good question.
Like, what one just sticks with you all the time?
All the time? It's just not being in your own head. And those Miranda Meadows. She just told me it's just, the words coming out of your mouth got to be funny, but you too have to be funny, right? Like your energy has to be, your body, be funny in the body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your movements and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I asked her that before my first show. And I think that helped me with that first show because I was relying too much on the words and I wasn't thinking about being in my body. And it's helped me tremendously since then.
Yeah.
That was one thing. And obviously authenticity and just being yourself.
Do people say, okay, be yourself, authenticity? Yeah. That's wild. You,
checking if you're still in focus. I think you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, shit.
What were you gonna say?
Do a lot of the comics say, what's the thing that you always hear repeated with comics?
Authenticity, yeah. Authenticity, man. It's that's a huge one. Authenticity and just being real, like not. You can fluff stuff, you know what I mean, but like the bones and the skeleton of it, like it has to be authentic. It has to be.
Right.
It has to be from everybody, from whoever. If they started 6 months, if they were 6 months in to 5, 6 years in, 12 years in, Joe Manente. This dude's been doing it for almost 15 years or some shit.
Shout out to fucking Joe
Manente, dude.
You son of a bitch.
And that's what's crazy too. Actually, that person is the most person brought up at these mics or at these podcasts.
Well, he's like the Godfather. He's the Vince McMahon of this shit, bro. He's the Vince McMahon of this WWE fourth wall shit. Wild, man.
He's gonna love that, bro. He's great, man.
What I love about him is when you say this shit, he's just like, man,
yeah.
But he's like got so much passion. Like he's the father of a lot of us comedians.
Dude, I'm telling you,
know
man.
What I'm saying?
I knew he was an authentic guy because it was like a month in and I couldn't get any laughs, and I finally started talking about something, right? And I just kept going, and then he was like, dude, that's what it is, and just seeing him like gravitate towards you and being so supportive of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After a month of just fucking up, he was finally like, dude, that's your voice. Keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
That's like stuff I think everyone who starts comedy or is like, a few months, maybe a few years in, they need someone like that.
Yeah.
They do.
And
I don't go to any other open mics, bro.
Right.
I don't. You know what I mean? It's
sometimes
just like,
I feel like I go too much to the fourth wall and
stuff. Same here, absolutely.
But it's a great place to work.
Yes.
And everyone needs like their gym.
Yes.
Like,
and that's mine. That's like my goal.
Same. Like, yeah, man. I love the fourth wall. And also, he has so much mileage of seeing people and performing.
Yes. And he knows, dude. Like, he knows.
He's a freak, dude.
He's a
freak of nature.
Hard worker, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, that stuff is dealing with comedians.
Oh, my God. I mean, it's, you've been, like, mics can be excruciating.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's always fucking 1 bringing the energy.
Yeah.
He's always bringing the energy.
That's what's crazy,
dude.
too. That's what helps you also work out shit because there's a human being that seems, if no one wants to be there, he's at least he's there.
And if he's not there, it's different.
Right.
It is a completely different pace when he's not there.
There's substitute teachers and big shout out to them.
Yes.
It's all good.
Because substitute teachers, we need y'all.
But when daddy's not home, you feel it. You feel when daddy's not home. You're like, I miss Papa.
He put me up. This was the first time I asked someone to put me up, and he's putting me up December 9th.
Oh, nice. A show?
Fourth wall with Mo, Travis Parker. I forget who else. Someone else is on there that I know. But Mo.
Oh,
know
I
Mo.
think I saw that flyer. There was a bunch of dudes that were on, your podcast.
Yeah, you know Mo, though, right?
Yeah.
Armand, yeah.
I've seen him. Yeah.
He's a funny-ass guy, dude.
Damn,
that dude. I was at my first open mic out here, and I saw him go up at the improv, like doing an improv mic, and he fucking had me cracking the fuck up. The shit that he fucking talks about is hilarious to me.
Yeah, man. I can't. I don't feel like a normal human being anymore if like I don't go up and do a mic.
No,
or it's a couple weird. Mics. Like
it's weird, man.
I feel lost. It's like giving me purpose for real, and I'm not even trying to sound crazy.
It gives me fucking extreme anxiety.
Are you able to have like a normal time outside of doing stand-up?
I have to at least hit one, dude. One a day. At least. You know what I mean? It's not like I go stir crazy or anything like that, but it's just like I feel like shit. I feel shit about myself because it's like, even though it's like an hour, allotted hour, it's only 5 minutes, bro. Right. Sometimes 4.5. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like those are precious minutes, precious seconds, dude.
Yeah, I feel aimless when I don't do it, and I feel weird.
And, and then when you go back, it's like you're a completely different person. When if I did like
if you took a little hiatus,
like
or
4 or 5 days. Like I think during Thanksgiving was my longest, like 3 or 4 days, and then I came back and I was like, what the fuck am I talking about?
It feels awkward sometimes.
And just people are just looking at you like, what? And I was like, this is not what I remember it was last week. What the fuck?
And I think that's really funny for listeners that like are just starting or are thinking about it.
Right.
Man, it like when you're in it, it's so different. Like of being like, oh, a couple days can make you feel weird.
It's like the gym, right?
It is the gym.
Or with anything. That's what I can really relate it to, just because I was heavy in the gym. But it's like that, dude. Like you can hit the gym, but if you miss 3 or 4 days, you go to the gym again, you're sore again. Yeah, like more sore than you usually are.
Oh hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Tired. So you got to hit fucking one a day, man. At least one. At least.
A cool thing lately. I mean, it's not lately, but it's been like. I'm pretty much over it. Well, I think I've been over it for a while, but shitty open mics.
Yeah.
Just to completely, if it's bad, if you did bad,
I try to make
the
fun
whole
of it.
room is bad.
Yeah, I try to make fun of it.
But leaving and not thinking anything else of it.
Right.
Like leaving it and being like, all right.
Exactly, yeah. On to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's still times where I still struggle with that. I'm not gonna lie. Where I'm just like, oh, that was a fucking really bad mic. What are you doing, Jesse? You need to stop comedy. Go back to fucking wiping ass. I used to wipe ass for a living.
Damn, dude.
I'm just kidding.
Smell old people poop.
I did, yeah, man. I did. That was wild. But yeah, I still have to get there. But lately, it's just been freeing to know that it's just like, all right, well, that's just one in the bag. I'm gonna do another one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Big picture shit. One step in front of the other.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. Because hopefully, at the end of the day, with all this doing comedy, you know what I mean? Like that stuff is not going to matter. Or if it does, it's going to be a muscle that you were able to build towards. Yeah. In a sense. For sure. Bombing. Like bombing is a muscle that that's another thing too that we were talking about with like good advice, bombing, like not giving a fuck about bombing. Yeah. And trying because you're trying. Yeah, and not only that, challenging yourself. How do you turn this bomb into something funny? Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Not just your basic, oh, I'm bombing right now. This is the first time I'm doing this. But like what can you do? Like, do you switch to crowd work? Do you switch to something else? What do you do? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's what I see. Like that's what I'm trying to find now as I'm bombing. Even at open mics. When I'm bombing at open mics, I just stay with the bit that's bombing and just try to expand
Power through it.
Yeah, dude.
See what's up. You know.
Exactly.
Dude. That's so true.
That's what I've been doing lately. That's how kind of like 6 months in. 6 months in today, bro.
Man, come on, dog.
Bro.
Come on, dog.
Today,
what
bro.
the fuck?
Let's go.
6 months?
6 months. Damn, that's crazy.
A lot happens. Dude, you're going to finish off this year and be like, okay, good job, man. Good job, you know?
It's one of those things where I needed this confidence boost.
You're needed in the confidence shit, boost. And it's everything you've done. Like, you know, no one did this shit for you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, it was rough, bro.
Because your props, dog.
Me and my girl talk about it a lot, dude. Like that first 2 months of comedy and podcast.
Oh, really? Was
like, because I just kept doing it, dude. I was just like, no, this is gonna work out. This is gonna work out. And she's like, okay. And she let me do it. She was so supportive, but I knew she was tripping out. You know what I mean? But she was so supportive of me just diving into something new and just going with it.
And it shows that you actually want to do it because, I mean, when people are like, you want to try this shit out, try it out.
Yeah. No,
You will determine if you want to keep going. Because there's going to be a lot of eating of the shit, eating a bunch of dicks. Yeah. Humiliating yourself over and over again. And then also, here's a good thing that you were in a relationship when you started.
Yeah, I hear
that a lot. Because if you were single, bro, and you go
lot.
home from a consecutive shitty mics.
It's so true. That is so true.
You're gonna jump out of a window.
That's very
man.
fucking true, bro.
When I first started, that I used to go to like the late night mics.
Okay.
11 p.m., 1 a.m.
Oh shit, fuck that,
and like,
man.
I used to live far away, so it'd be like 35 minutes away.
Crazy.
35 minutes back. Eat shit, go home to my 2 roommates, which I was like, fuck. And then just like lock myself in my room and be like, okay, what did I do wrong? And I didn't have any comedian friends.
Yeah, that's.
And then when you talk
you need those, bro.
Oh my God.
You need comedian friends, man.
That took a while for me to start getting to know people, but I think it's from like not consistently being at places. So that's why I like places like the Fourth Wall, because you know, you see the same people all the time.
There's a community there, dude. Especially if you're going there all the time, and everyone's fun.
Yeah,
everyone's nice. You know what I mean? I think it's just that, just got to open up and get like talk.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
because I'm a friendly person, and we talked about this on the last one, but I wouldn't go out my way to be like, hey, what's up? Yeah. And, you know, you could go months or even years without knowing people you see all the time. Yeah. And they're all good people. They're all cool people. Yeah. So, like...
I'm just a talkative person. I just like to get to know people. I feel like very, like, interested in what people's life is like. Maybe it's just because of what I did.
Yeah.
Right? Working with old folks, seeing what their life's about.
Yeah, man. Know what that ass smell like?
Yeah.
Smell that old ass?
Damn. It's bad, bro. It's bad.
Oh, poor people. Well, God bless you for doing that, dude.
Yeah, it was
Someone
cool.
needs to take care of our old people.
Dude, man. Like, I give it to my mom all the time, bro. Like, this shit is hard, and she deals with the craziest shit every day, and she just...
Oh, my God.
She just does her thing.
This shit's
she loves
crazy.
it. She loves it. She really does. She's got a big heart.
You know what's funny? I had this bit about Filipino people are innately nurturing.
Yeah, I've heard this one before.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they're innately nurturing. And I'm like, but if it's an American elderly thing, that lady's going to whoop your grandpa's ass. Like, they're going to whoop Nana's ass behind closed doors and just act like Nana was just saying some dementia shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does that say about our culture, our fucking society?
Yeah, dude,
but Filipinos naturally are like caregiving.
It's wild,
nice.
bro. It's wild. I don't know what, like, I really don't know what it is. Obviously, it's a lot to do about culture. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm so, because as a kid, you don't really realize that kind of stuff. I was so focused on American culture where I put the Filipino culture on the back burner.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm so glad that my parents were so always instilling that in me, because now as an adult, I see it and I'm like, wow, like the values that they taught me compared or separated to like the American culture is, I appreciate it. I'm so grateful for it. You know what I mean? Like,
same, dude. Yeah.
I think that's why I'm so easy to like enjoy doing this, just talking to people. You know what I mean? Because it really is like an empathetic thing with my parents, where they really do feel for people.
That's good.
Yeah,
caring is important.
It's
Absolutely.
very important. We need a lot of it now, man.
I'm not trying to get all philosophical, but here we go. Like, I notice, like, I'm not like pushing religion, but I notice like when people are like atheists or like God denying, it's very easy to feel isolated in life, just like in society, in the world, with nature, with your relationships. When you don't have when you don't feel like you're a part of a big thing, and then you're kind of like the everything, that's when you're kind of starting to feel more alone.
Well, it's selfishness.
Yes.
Yeah. No, dude.
You know what I mean?
Are you a religious guy, or at least like have faith?
I believe in God. Yeah. I like, you know, I be praying and shit.
Yeah.
I believe in a God. I don't know the specificity of it, but I believe in something. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I believe there's something.
Yeah.
I don't know if we understand it. I don't know if we can fathom it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know if I told you this, but like a couple months ago, I had Luke Walls on the podcast, and it was about that time where I started building a faith with God. And I hear it a lot here because there's actually one of the biggest Christian podcasts, Girls Gone Bible. Hopefully I can get a plug here.
Girls Gone Bible. Oh, shit.
No, it's a huge podcast, Christian podcast. But I feel like once I gotten rid of the atheist mindset and accepted God into my life, I've just been more loving, more willing to help people, give value, and I want to say the word fruitful, right? Build fruitful relationships with people, not only here, but like online and like with the people who are listening to this. Like that's that became my mission, right?
Yeah.
And prior to that, it was all about myself.
See?
So I totally get what you're talking about, because as soon as I just let go of that, let go of the selfishness, and just really accepted people for who they are, and just understand that maybe that they're the old me, right? Going through that thing where it's just like, oh, God's not real, fucking all this stuff.
Right.
Because you live your life out that way, right? Like they always say, it's like a thought becomes an action, and action turns into habit. And that's what I was missing for the past 3 years. I was very down on myself, very down on the world, very like, I don't know what the right word is, but just very angry.
Pessimistic.
Almost. Yeah, pessimistic.
Probably.
Yeah.
Your insides are your outsides.
Yeah.
That's the way they always say. Your inside is your outside.
Yeah. And once like I said, once I changed that mindset and really accepted from my heart, not just from my mind and speaking it out loud, but from my heart and my gut, dude, everything has absolutely changed in my life, dude. I don't want to say we're going Christian, because for me, I'm trying to simplify it. I'm trying to baby steps, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what
I've
you
accepted
mean.
him. I'm building my faith. I'm trying to become a better person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And maybe it's because of my bad experiences from the past with church and stuff like that is why I don't want to go to church. But
Which most people feel like that.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe, dude, that's just the world we live in. Like they always say, when the devil comes to you, he's not going to be he's going to be the most beautiful fucking angel.
Right.
Like Lucifer was God's most beautiful angel.
Right.
So it's going to come to us that way. And maybe, I'm not saying it is, but the whole idea of religion, it's man-made. Right?
It is.
So
that's what I
maybe
always say,
that's the devil, right? Maybe just something that you build internally with God. That's what more so he's asking for. And maybe that's what we need to do. Because as soon as I started doing that, I saw the difference. Literally that moment.
Man.
Not even that day, that moment, I saw the difference where the world was going.
It's like life energy, dude.
Dude, and I feel like a lot of people are right now, they're accepting him, and they're changing, they're going sober.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, or stop cussing and shit. Fuck.
This
bitch.
shit,
No.
yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, this
But
shit
it's-
gets me off, man. It's crazy because the best thing is that no one can tell you to.
Right.
And no one can like position you to do it. It's always on them.
Yeah.
And it's always a wall. Like Luke Walls maybe talked about this, or maybe not, but like whenever someone changes, it's when they have to be at their lowest. No one's going to be like, oh, I'm at stat quo, I'm making money.
I think he did talk
Maybe
about
I need
this,
to change.
Yeah, you have
or
to.
like if you're killing it, you're not going to be like, oh, I need to change. It's like when you hit a fucking wall, and everyone's wall, it could be like the death of a loved one. You go broke. You get sick. You almost die. Something crazy in your life has to happen where you're so low, and then you're like, oh, I'm the everything. Like, because, you know, you're like, I know everything. You're the know-it-all. And then when your ego death is like, oh, you don't know shit.
You don't know shit. We don't know shit.
And that's the beauty of it.
Right.
To let go and know that you don't know shit is the best fucking thing that anyone can learn.
Absolutely.
In this life.
Right.
Straight up.
100%, dude.
Straight
become
up.
a student, dude. Become a student in everything. It's wild. And like I said, I knew he was real because, again, the first real conversation I had with my girl after she came back was about that. And it was just so relieving, right? I felt so relieved the fact that we were on the same page. And that's how you know, dude, that there's a higher power out there, dude. And it's crazy because I always say, out of all the crazy things we can say nowadays, I feel like people who say this are the most martyred.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh, for sure.
It's wild how that is. And it's like, it's blatantly in our faces that fucking the devil's kind of winning this war right now.
Dude, I feel like culturally, and it's wild because it's happening in movies and stuff. Because I used to be pessimistic about human beings and being like, everyone's dumb. They're going to keep watching these dumb Marvel movies. Up is now down.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as this person or that person. Everything's subjective.
Exactly.
It's balancing. Because now the people that don't believe in a God are believing in a God. Because there's such thing as reality. You know what I mean? And I think the people that are really pushing for like, there is no reality. This isn't a phone. I'm not a guy or anyone. You know, like, it's going to get so into crazy town where people are like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And like I'm saying, even with the movie. So I'm like, oh, there's faith in humanity. Like,
there is faith because people. If people really didn't care, they wouldn't be so. What's the word? Functional in everyday life, right? Like people would just go out, get high, get drunk, fuck off. So there is still hope in people. It's just that I think they're finding hope through maybe not so great avenues and vices.
But it is wild if you talk about Christianity or God, and people are like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Man, that was one thing where it clicked. I was like, dude, we need this right now. Like we need all kinds of, you know what I mean? No matter what denomination of religion you are, as long as you're not fucking killing anyone and you do things out of love and through values and morals, then I think all power to you. Believe whatever you want to believe.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm always like, do whatever you want as long as you're not harming yourself or others.
Right. Even thoughts though, thoughts can get crazy, right? Like
the biggest.
I was depressed for a long time, you know what I mean? And it's just weird because I have seasonal depression, and lately, and this is around the time I get it, I haven't gotten it yet, which is weird.
You know what, man? And the seasonal depression could have been something you thought it was a symptom of the seasons. It could have just been of your own like achievements. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
100%.
My confidence is in real time. Like I always say, it's a stock ticker.
Right.
So if I like do well at a show, or you know, I'm starting to like show up for myself.
Right.
Then I feel better.
Yeah,
but when
absolutely.
it's like the inertia of like making moves makes me happy, and when I'm not, and I have like potential to do it,
It's true.
That's when I feel depressed.
That's true.
And then when the sun's gone too.
Yeah,
you know, like,
I hate the dark, bro. I hate the dark. I hate the cold.
Yeah, we're gonna get some gray days pretty soon in this bitch.
We had one yesterday. Thank God I wasn't here. I
Dude, I was running in the fucking rain, dude. It was crazy.
The double rainbow.
There was a fucking rainbow. Guys, okay, dude, this pisses me off so much. Yesterday, I took a story of the rainbow. That was the most likes I've gotten on a story in like 3 years. Bro. A fucking rainbow, dude.
That my 6 movies?
Yeah, dude.
That's the most likes I've ever gotten on a post.
Really?
I swear to God, everyone's just loving it, laughing at it.
Oh my God.
The people, like the homies who know my humor, they're just like, dude, this is hilarious. And the other ones are just like, are you coming out?
See, like, it's like you can't control what people like and don't like.
Yeah,
like
it's wild. I didn't.
those 6
I
movies,
just posted it, dude.
I was like, you're missing Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, bro. Which I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've seen that movie. That is a great movie.
Really? I haven't seen it,
bro. You should watch it. Like Heath Ledger's performance in there, you can feel the love that he had for Jake Gyllenhaal.
Damn,
bro. I'm telling you, that shit is my favorite. Like Moonlight and Brokeback Mountain are my favorite gay movies.
All right, you're gonna have to put Brokeback Mountain. That you know how you do like the screen grabs, like on the thumbnails.
Dude, it's such a
great.
Like,
don't do that.
Great performance by Heath Ledger, man.
Really?
Seriously, I encourage everyone to watch that movie. It is such a good fucking movie, a romantic movie. It is beautiful.
Holy shit,
it is beautiful. But I haven't seen any of those movies that I posted on my fucking story.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that too. Like Lady Bird, maybe? Was that? No.
It was Milk, Boys, Call Me by Your Name. What was that? I Love You, like Philip Morris.
The dialogue to a gay porn. Milk Boys, Call Me by Your Name.
Bros. And then I forget the last one. How He Looks at Me or something like that. I don't know.
Damn, dude. That was fucking all those. Maybe that's why they strategically put that there, because that does sound like some dialogue.
It really does, though.
Milk Boys. Dude, we're talking about some gay porn, y'all.
I'm going to fucking cap it here soon, bro. Let's see. Good. I want to end it with a cool question, a good question.
Yeah, say some shit, man. We're having a good time.
So, bro, like, what do you want to do differently that's going to make an impact on your career in the next 6 months? So by summertime, what are some of the things? Are you going to output more? Are you going to do more sketches? Are you going to post what you've been making? Because I think you should. Number one, if you have that bank, you might as well do it.
I'm training myself now to live online more, because I used to do it a lot. Actually, when I had no followers, I used to have like 300 followers. And I used to post because no one was watching. And then I was like, oh, people are watching. And I stopped. So one, I'm going to start making shit, because I feel more comfortable as a stand-up comedian doing it now instead of like having the hiatus and then doing silly video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the order is making me happy about that. So I'm like, all right, even if these videos suck, I got shows.
Yeah.
So like doing more videos online, but then also I'm leaning really heavy into producing my own show.
There you go.
I'd like to do that just so I could contribute to the community and do that shit for myself, but then also put on people I think are funny in the lineup. And maybe putting a twist on it. I have like a couple of ideas. Like I have a couple performance ideas involving music and stand-up that I'm trying to incubate now. So make a show, do more shit online. And I have all this podcast equipment, so I'm thinking about maybe doing a solo short-bitted thing.
Do it.
Maybe
10,
doing
12
like 10 minutes. Yeah.
Do it.
Do like a 10-minute just saying some shit.
Topics. What's going on in the world? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Do it.
So basically, in all, just all put together, I just want to like contribute more, like more content, less consumption, and just like putting out shit.
Yeah.
Putting out shit. Because I think this year it was just like, I just want to consistently do mics and do shows. And I'm like, check, got that. Now I can move to phase 2 of like incrementally making more stuff and being more on the offensive. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna start auditioning for like the comedy clubs and stuff. But you know, that's gonna be an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, I think I'd fucking do it, bro. Do all of it. Yeah. Seriously, do all of it. Because it's like, like I said, the pot is big enough for everybody, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna have our people have their niche, and you got cool style, you got fucking swag, you know what I mean? Just do your thing, bro. Seriously. And the videos you post on Instagram are always dope. Like your stories and shit like that, they're always dope and
thanks,
different.
Bro. Appreciate it.
You know?
Yeah, man.
It all it takes is one. If someone sees that, who knows?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just want to be free and have fun. Like, I feel like my mantra next year is like detach, fun, and just without bias. Just create freely. Free, fun, detach.
There you
Bam.
go. There you go.
That's what we all should do, man. Come with me.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
My man.
Well, my guy, dude, again, thank you so much for this last minute podcast, bro.
Yeah, man.
Tell the people where they can find you, even though they've seen you already.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's TR88 Films on Instagram. Hey, maybe I'll post some shit up there. Maybe. Yeah, I will. There's going to be some shit up there. I'll be around Los Angeles doing shows, and yeah, man.
We'll make it happen.
Believe in God. I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want.
Off that, thanks to everybody for listening and watching. Until next time.